at a certain point, religion was everything. You know, even scientists were like Catholic or whatever the.
Modern scientists were Catholic.
Correct. So
Scientists before that were witches.
Yeah, we're Dogon. We're voodoo.
We're artists.
Bro, we're just.
Hey, everything comes before Christianity. The Christians, they even say their OG guy was an ex-Jewish person, meaning that Judaism was there. Hebrewism was before Christianity.
Let's get to the last segment for this episode. It is a regular weekly segment we do here every Monday on my social media. Well, I should say specifically every Monday on my Instagram story feed and on the community tab on the YouTube channel. We post an interactive poll question. We leave it up for the people to vote. And then Dante and myself discuss the results here in the podcast. This week's poll question: in your opinion, which of these institutions is the most corrupt? And the three options were religion, science, and history. I have done a variation of this poll question before, but like you said, it was more convoluted and like more words than needed to be.
Yeah.
So I'm going back to one of the ones that I really, and I took out education and money.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I took money out because, bruh, why I went with religion, science, and history was ultimately what I'm trying to see is what people think is the root of all this shit. Because obviously, like, monetary stuff and education all came much later.
Yeah.
But science, history, and religion, in my opinion, are synonyms. In my opinion.
Okay.
But we'll get to that in a second. Before we get to the results, how do you view this poll question? How do you vote?
I think the most corrupt, history.
Why?
Because if you control history, you can control the future.
Okay, fair enough. Now, because I had a lot of DMs from different people with different theories.
Yeah.
I had people going science, had people going religion. Not many people went history. My understanding of history is that history as we know it stems from religious input and influence.
Okay.
Like, if that makes sense.
I get what you're saying.
Same with science.
Yes.
Because at a certain point, religion was everything. You know, even scientists were like Catholic or whatever the fuck.
Modern scientists were Catholic.
Correct. So
Scientists before that were witches.
Yeah, we're Dogon. We're voodoo.
We're artists.
Bro, we're just ETs. They were the original ETs floating around this bitch. But my thinking is that religion is the causation for what modern science and history tells us.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I get what you're saying. Like,
because who has suppressed science and history more than religion? I might be wrong, but
who has, say that again?
Who has suppressed, bastardized, and just flat out changed science and history more than religion?
Okay.
Like the Vatican kind of runs all this shit.
In a way, because they only run stuff from 2,000 years to today.
But that's the basis of this poll question.
Yeah, but what about Chinese religion? They're way older.
Like,
did you factor that in?
No, I didn't. Not in my mind.
So their history.
Well, wait. What is modern Chinese religions? Other like because they're Christians over there. Yeah, they are.
They have their own
they're
stuff.
Buddhists. They're Buddhists. Chinese Buddhists.
They have. I don't know what it is.
Type in the major religions in China. We don't even need to guess this shit. Obviously, we won't talk about the Uyghurs because obviously China's not talking about them. Unfortunately.
Oh, isn't it like Xi Jinpingism or something like that?
Okay, stats. No religion is 73%. God damn. Buddhist is 15. That's what I thought. It's the biggest religion out there. Taoism. Yo, they're into they got the I Ching over there, bro.
2% Christianity.
That's wild. Yo, let's be honest though. Buddhism and Taoism are OG Christianity. Let's be serious.
That's what I'm saying. Everything comes before Christianity. The Christians, they even say their OG guy was an ex-Jewish person, meaning that Judaism was there. Hebrewism was before Christianity, right? How do you was Jewish and now Christian is a new thing?
Yeah, Christianity, then Islam is the newest
I don't think so.
of the three monotheistic.
Is
ones.
it?
Yeah,
Islam is the newest.
Islam is the newest. I don't tap, brother.
Don't tap, brother.
Um,
But my point is, China's older than all those.
yeah, then Christianity, of course.
Well, how old is Judaism? We don't even know.
Well, the Hebrew Israelites are the
How old is that?
bro. I'm Ethiopian, so like, that's the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible that they're talking about. Is that region?
Yeah. So how far back does that go?
Well, more than 2,000 years.
Okay. Does it go back 5,000?
And like the term Hebrew Israelite. See, I don't want to speak out of knowing. I'm wondering when that term actually came to be, because what were they referring to themselves as?
Came out of the Bronx and
Yeah, like, what were they referring to themselves as? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. We don't know.
Yeah. But we do know about the spirituality back then. We do know that they were actually monotheistic. Once again, I've said this on the podcast before. Niggas is aliens. No, like
Aliens.
if you want to believe that everybody in the past was just pagan and worshiping multiple gods and deities and all that shit, then you really haven't done any type of historical research.
There were some pagans, and
Correct.
there was also monotheists, just like how
Correct.
there is today.
Correct. And what Christianity, Catholicism, Judaism, Islam came out of was what they went and in turn said that these people were pagans, but they weren't. They weren't worshiping multiple deities. They had multiple names for one source. And there's a big difference between that stuff. Yeah. I still think religion is what people have used to corrupt all these other things for modern times. For again, this question is about today, right now.
Yes.
And I think it all stems from like science is birthed out of religion. And so is
Modern science.
modern science is birthed out of religion. Because back in the day, science and religion were, again, these are all synonyms in my eyes.
Yeah.
The science, they didn't separate. There was no separation.
The reason I say history is the most corrupt is because it goes the farthest back. Right? So,
No, but history just is.
yeah, so they change it all the time.
Exactly. Who's they?
Well, someone
These
changed
are exact, and that's why I think they're the most corrupt. Because history literally is just the fact.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. The
They
truth is the truth.
No, they change it.
They change it, but
Yes,
that doesn't
which
change
means
the truth of the history. Is what I'm
But
saying.
it does if they tell you that's the truth, and that's
That
what you
doesn't
believe.
change it. That doesn't. Okay, bro. I took the pine cone off the table.
Okay.
Okay. I technically took the pine cone off the table. I don't even know how I was trying to prove that. My brain, like, that train just derailed. I had it for like a split second. I'm like, I'm gonna get this.
It
nigga
disappeared
real
as
quick.
fast as the pine cone did.
But what I'm trying to get at is because we're both technically right here. But the point that I'm making, I think you're not seeing,
Okay.
because the truth will always be the truth, regardless of how you try and spin it. The
Okay.
spin is the one thing, but the truth is always the underlying truth, the unchangeable truth.
Yes.
Whether you know of it or not, it
Yes.
doesn't change the fact that that is the actual history of things.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So like that, but now what is,
My point, even though that's there,
yeah.
we're not told that it's there. We're told something else.
But that doesn't make it not there.
I'm not saying it's not there.
Yeah.
It is there. You can't get rid of it. But they're just like, look at this over here. Don't mind this.
So then my question back to
Because
this,
even some Christians will be like, the earth is 6,000 years old.
but then how do you look at the history as the thing that's a corrupt institution?
Because
Where, especially as an institution, that's modern.
Yeah.
Back in the day, the spiritual people or whatever, whoever it was, they were just telling the history. They were oratory.
Yes.
They were literally speaking the history to the tribe or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, but my point is they cut it off at a certain point back. Does that make sense?
Of course, but that's an institution. That's either science or religion, and religion predates what we call science. I think, because I think it birthed out of religion.
What?
Science.
Modern science.
Correct.
He keeps
I'm not, but because if we have to be talking, just understand now we're only talking modern shit. Because I would not even be separating these things if we're talking about ancient.
Yes.
Because The ancestors did not separate these things.
Exactly.
Mathematics was spirituality, was science, was history,
Yeah.
was English, was like
It wasn't English, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
sorry, was language.
Yes.
Ugh. What? Ugh. Yo, you want to talk about spells that have been cast upon the earth? The English language.
Yeah.
Woo!
I just think the reason I'm saying history is the most corrupt
Yeah.
is because
History has been the most corrupted
which
as
of
a
the,
thing. But as an institution, I think they still bow down to fucking. I think they're still paying dues to the Vatican, bro. Like, what does the Vatican have in their goddamn basement, bro? Obviously, a bunch of shit.
yes. What does China have in their basement?
Woo! A bunch of bootleg stuff from the Vatican.
No, they have the real stuff. The Vatican's
They
got
have
the
their
bootleg.
own stuff everywhere around the world.
Yeah.
Has their own stuff. Let's try and let's go to the Smithsonian and see what these niggas are fucking.
So my point is, right? China could be corrupt in their own history, which is what
I think everybody is.
that's why I'm saying it's the most corrupt. Because when you can, like I said, when you control the history, you can
But
control
that's
the
not
religion.
history corrupting history.
Sorry,
That's not history corrupting history.
that's not history.
That's
corrupt.
a group of people corrupting history. Like, you see what I'm saying? That's not the historians. They're kowtowing for somebody else. This in China's case.
Yes,
And the government is not an option here.
yeah, but I'm just saying,
Government is not an option because we already know that. Like, money is not an option. Education is not an option. We're strictly looking at religion, science, and history right now
yeah, as an institution.
as an institution. So, and this is just how my brain is thinking about it. Which institution predates the others? And religion to me predates, in modern terms,
History.
history and science.
I'm still going history because I think history, the institution of history, still goes back before modern religion.
But who was manipulating, corrupting that?
I don't know.
Religious people. The church.
China's non-religious. They corrupt history.
They are religious.
It said
got
89% non-religious.
Well, they got Buddhists. Yeah, but then you're discounting the quarter of the people over there that are
Yeah,
spiritual.
but the majority is non-religious.
Of course. They did their job. That's the modern take. That's the modern numbers, right? So growing up, I used to know China to be a Buddhist country. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Yeah.
shout out to Taoism though. Taoism, Buddhism, I think are the closest that you're gonna get in terms of like major spiritual practices that are tapped into the original truth. Taoism, bro, the more I go down to that,
Yeah.
like I have this whole book where they're telling you about your energy centers and how to freaking like circulate energy and all this shit. Like, bro, and you can believe that that's hocus pocus if you want to.
Yeah.
But I have felt physical effects.
Like even do you know what Buddha's real name is?
No.
It's like Gautama or something like that.
I'm not sure,
Gautama.
I'm not
And it's a black person with curly hair,
Niggas aliens.
which is how we have the country Guatemala.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
So let's get to the results of this poll question. Let's get out of here. Once again, before we get to the results, this week's poll question: in your opinion, which of these institutions is the most corrupt? The options were religion, science, and history. These are the results for the Instagram story poll question. 63% said religion, 18 and 18 split for science and history. Now, I get why most people would say religion, and I don't think it's for the reasons that I'm stating. I
Okay.
think just because, like, on a mass level, everybody knows that these, especially like Catholicism, like, these are big cults.
Yeah.
So when you just hear religion, especially in today's today,
But isn't like another question, isn't religion just because they're basically stating their version of history, right? So religion would be a history institution in a way.
well, yeah, of course. So is science.
Science is a religion institution.
Most people view it as a religious, but subconsciously, they believe in science like it's a religion,
Yeah.
and they're also telling their own history.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. So religion to me is the birth of modern history.
Modern history.
Correct.
Which is wrong.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's religion, because they're the reason we're currently so far in the shits They're the reason that generations of people grew up not believing in this shit because they gave us the most ludicrous version of it, and they started to explain enough of the real stuff through science that made people be like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about, this God stuff? And now science is just God anyways. Like,
Yeah.
they're like,
Well, that's what I found through science.
and now go back to the article earlier,
Which one?
the one that you pulled up earlier, to the top. And now you got new articles, no, to the very top. And now you got new articles that are saying aliens might be living among us disguised as humans or in a base inside the moon, according to the new Harvard study. So this is what I was talking about. The institution of religion took the shit, said it's mythology, this is bullshit. This is the real stuff. White Jesus, fucking Father, Son, Holy Spirit, da-da-da-da. And then science came for all the people that were like, that's hoopla, and gave them a religion to believe in. And now science is going back to what our ancestors were talking about, but disguising it in a way that all the stars were mapped out by Bushmen.
Yeah.
You didn't discover shit. You suppressed something.
You saw the map that they already made.
You suppressed something, and then later down the line, gave it credibility through your bullshit that you created.
Yeah.
Like, suck my dick. Anyways, I think the YouTube version had results too. People were voting on YouTube if you want to
check.
pull that one up. But yeah, you guys can get in on the poll question every Monday. Make sure you're watching out for that either on AKA Black Zeus Instagram or the community tab right here on YouTube. Just go to the community tab. You take the weirdest way. All right. 8. How many votes? 6?
8.
Oh, it was 8. All right.
Yeah.
So my eyes work.
Religion, science tied.
Yeah, religion and science tied on YouTube with 38%, and then 25% said history. There's comments. Click the comments.
Ooh.
I can't read it from this angle.
It says they are all corrupt as institutions, but they
Bro.
all still have value when used for pure reasons.
Yeah. Who was that?
Abby the Cat 7706.
Shout out to Abby the Cat. Thank you for leaving a comment and interacting with the poll question. Salutes to all the beautiful people that are tuning in and helping us, hitting the subscribe button, hitting the comments, leaving a like, doing all the stuff that helps us. And we are at that point again, ladies and gentlemen. We're wrapping up.
This is Black Zeus, the podcast season 5.
I love y'all. Thank you for supporting. Once again, the Patreon is launched. If you do want to watch my comedy special right now, you can do so. It's only $10, and you can get it as part of the subscription fee. So, like, if you subscribe to the Patreon, you can get it that way, or you can just buy it outright for $10 that way. Once again, for transparency, I will release the comedy special for free on the YouTube once we hit 1,000 subscribers. So you can also just hit the subscriber button and just do that. You can support that way, whichever way you want to support. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that. I don't necessarily use it the way everybody else does, but I'm there if you want to find me. AKA Black Zeus is the person to find on those platforms.